now off potting again today. As you can see, the boat's a bit full. We've got 2 shanks of pots in the boat, and we've got a net bin full of nets. There ain't much room really. I was debating making the old man leave his flask at them, save a bit of space. We're now just heading to the south on the shoot. Both of these shanks on wrecks. One's a little tiny wreck, so I've got 4 pots to go on that, and the other one is a good size, like 200 foot long, so I'm going to put 6 pots on that. And then after we shoot them, we're going to haul a shank or 2, what we left there a few days ago, and then hopefully shoot the nets and drift them. There's a bit of a run up here, especially with the 2-stroke engine. It's a bit thirsty on the fuel, so you need to shoot the nets as well to cover your costs, sort of thing. Not that we ever do. That's the pellet over. Probably when we get level with that red and yellow, right? Yeah. Level it yet? Not quite. That's it. There we go. Now turn to the left, you're going to go over the road. Turn to the left, please, only a little bit, you're over the chute. Nice straight up. Head to the old shit can boy. Oh, you're going lovely, Dad. That's perfect. See? Can't teach an old dog new trick.
You doubt it.
Lucky blast. Here come the anchor. Hey, please don't hit them wind farm cats. They're expensive now. Cool, that's a good bit of kit, this C-map chart plotting. You shoot the wrecks, lovely, that's well worth paying. Best 40 quid I've ever spent for that, I think. Now, heading further southern just to put the other last 4 pots over. Started peanut down the rain, and I shouldn't really put a smock on, but I hate wearing smocks. The old chap bollocked me for not putting a smock on, but I hate wearing them. They restrict you so much. But lovely under this splash screen anyway, keep out of the weather. I wouldn't have a tap cut away from these splash screens. Keep you lovely and dry. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but a few of my anchors are stainless steel 316, but you won't believe with electrolysis how they get eaten away. Look at that, holes in it. They look like they've got woodworm in places. They react with the stainless on the shackles and that sort of thing. If you loop the rope through the eye, they eat that away in no time, electrolysis. But you wouldn't believe it, how they eat away. Look at that one's all got cruising up the side of it. And there, look, it's like it's got. a bucket and I'll sort them out on the way when we're finished. I'll take all the hermits for bait, chuck all the whelks back. A good bait for hounds on the beach. Some of these ditty little spider crabs. We get thousands of them baby ones from their adults. Stars, weird looking old fins, aren't they? hermits again. Look at that, bugger bait. Tons of hermits. Big old prawns, I've got to get these old pots on the go. Many lobsters or crabs, playing your bait for rods on the beach. Plastic front. So if you get elastic as good as you used to, it'll last a year and then pop or two. Oh, that noisy old squid. That's a bit disappointing. All there was tons of hermits, tons of whelks, and that's about it. Well, a lot, was there? I think why I didn't just haul it on the hauler. Righto. That's life. Well, that's getting time to shoot away again. Right there. Just tell me when we come on that red and white.
Very close.
What?
We're getting very close.
Tell me when.
Yes, there.
On it, yeah?
Yeah.
See it go right down the side of that wreck. Turn left, Dad. Or I should say port. No, straighten up. Head for the end of the pier. There's some cracking prawns in the boat. Shall we have some prawn pots, eh? Someone's going to make some of them. Well, we decided we're going to shoot the pot, shoot the nets here. There they go. Shooting the pots away. Sorry about the camera shaking. That's this bloody propeller. Never done it, but that's just gone out of balance for some reason. Better. This propeller seemed to make everything shake all the time, I don't know why. These are just 4-inch sunk nets. We come up here trying to get away from the smooth hounds. Down below there's tons of smooth hounds to the north and we don't want them. Hopefully we might avoid a few seals here as well. Fingers crossed and all that lot. Do a little bit quicker now. I won't flicking the pellets over and go that slowly. First time we've shot off netting off Garma for years. Or this far south. You can probably see the old Yarmouth wheel behind us. Yeah, kill it. All done and dusted. Lovely job. You can now see that the wind's totally dropped. There's about to be a thunderstorm this afternoon. Raining and thunder and lightning and all lovely stuff. This is the second time at doing this because the old man started singing thunder and lightning very, very frightening. You get carried away on camera. Well, look at that, that's lovely and calm. As they say, and someone quoted me the other day, it's like a sheet of Formica. But that's a long while since we shot the nets off Yarmouth up here. You can see we're ebbing well. There's a bit of a divot in the middle of the nets. But there's hardly any wind and we keep blowing on the gear, so I'll have to give a bit of a row off in a second. We just hauled another food pot, so we did get a couple of lobsters out of this one. Alright, one of the claws is a bit small. There's a bit of a cripple. But still a lobster, it's a male one. As you can tell, there's no fluffies under his little flaps. Normally these little legs here, they're furry if they're female, so this in. That'll do for tea, won't it? One for me and one for the old chap. I'll put them back in there. I'll now go through that bucket and sort out the whelks from the hermits. There's tons of hermits in there, and I'll chuck all them whelks back. That wind, don't know what it's doing, has now got a little bit of a blow from the east to there. That's right, we've got an old chap, he's rowing. He'll pull us off because it's gone from the east and that's pushed us round. But them nets are fishing alright, bit of a D shape. They don't look too bad. They're alright. Lovely. There's wonderful Yarmouth and there's a marina centre. And the pier and the lights and everything, and we're drifting down lovely. Let's hope we don't get tons of hounds like we did last trip, because we don't want them. Right, Eastleigh kept trickling there and kept pushing us into the gear, so we decided to go on the inside. Oh, and we didn't have nothing on us, and now one of these our little furry friends have turned up. Just what we want. Lovely. Well, now you go to the inside of the gear. The good thing is there's plenty of colour in the water here. When you go to the north there, towards Winterton, that's sheer as hell. And them fish don't like that, they see the gears, you don't get a lot. Unless it's blinking old smooth hounds, and there's tons of them. But yeah, we're just gonna sit on the inside here. Lovely. Just off North Beach there. Oh, I thought I was an angle there, but it ain't, it's just a tent, or someone's obviously sleeping on the beach. I'm going to go and hold on this down. Well, I've just gone through them whelks and hermits, and that's the hermits I got. I think there's like 16 there. I did chuck back some white little tiny ones, they ain't no good, they're the size of your fingernails sort of thing. Well, there's 16 baits there for fishing on the beach after the old hounds. That'll do me, get that every trip, that's a nice amount. You see here, look. The nets are going out and the Dan is well behind us. We left that well behind. I'll have to haul these in a minute. But we're flying along at a rate of knots. You look at the beach here and compared to the houses, you probably can't see it very well. But we're flying along here at 2.5 knots. That's now time to haul. The gear's gone right round. Ain't fishing very well, so I might as well get this in. There you go, old boy. He's got the land and net there. He liked that. He gets excited by the land and net. Yeah, see? Still there. See all them little globules on the nets? That's what you guys, the anglers, know as mayweed. Let's hope we ain't got no smooth hands. You don't want tons of smooth hands. Down below there's loads of them. The old chap love a good handle. So he doesn't integrate leather horn with a net hauler. Some cool things. Oh, there's a nice trout. Lovely big old fat trout is what we want. Not the one in a mini skirt, but the one with a tail. Through holes in these where the old seals are smashed into pieces. And like the little holes, look out there from smooth hounds, the little holes are. These only 0.3 monos, they're quite delicate. The last video when I said the old smooth hounds are smashing the nets to bits, and someone went, good, I'm glad. Nets should be banned. If they banned nets, how would anyone eat? Because most fish, what you see in the shops for sale, are caught in nets. So how can you can't feed the nation by using rods? So I think that person who said all nets should be banned, you're a bit naive. Very little fish for sale in the shops with nets were banned. There'll be hardly enough, there'll be a few mackerel, I think, won't there? What was that? All tangled up. I never understand that. You haul the nets, you haul the lead lines tangled up badly. You think that tide on it, pull that out, you flick it with your finger, it'll all pull out. So it's starting to rain, isn't it? There ain't a lot off here, is there? No swearing, Dad. You're on camera. He's naughty. The old chap what I put his smock on. Language, Timothy. I'll just stick it over the top with it. Oh.
Maybe you'll make some sleep.
That might be his one, mightn't it? Yeah, I think that oilie's one Dad's borrowed what used to belong, well, do belong to a mate, Richard, who hadn't been in 15 years. That's sitting in his garage. He said, I'm wearing it. So, Mr. Layton, that's your smock. Got to dress the old boy now. Look at that. Now put your life jacket back on or we'll get complaints.
The good thing about this is that it's very flexy.
Yeah, that's why I hate them.
One of mine is pretty stiff. It ain't all really.
Will you stop saying bad words, Dad? You never normally swear at them, and now you keep saying it.
So yeah, I said bloody.
I don't know where my smock is. I have 2 smocks in there.
Another one in there. That's it.
Oh, I can't be bothered, that'll be gone in a minute. I hate wearing smocks. That'll pass in a minute. Everyone's enjoying watching him get dressed. They are awkward, aren't they? There you go. Look at that! Mummy's little soldier's all dressed and ready to go for another stint. I've got some in this dirty water, didn't you? Tell that little pop, I'll keep popping around. Idea was to shoot off there. A lot of jellyfish, they just fall through the net, get sliced up like cheese wire. Come on, trout. I need a trout in a minute. Nice big one. These nets look like smashed up in places, aren't they? I didn't repair them this year. I did last year. Or the year before, I don't know. Time flies too quickly. You know what this is, boys and girls? Be careful with it. That's a shad. They're quite delicate. Look, another shad. I'll put it back over the other side. But this is a slightly different one because this one has got 1 dot. They've got twait and Alice shad, and one's got what? Oh, get that back because they're endangered. One's got 1 dot and one's got like 6 dots. You don't very often get them ones with a single dot. Do you really? You normally get the other one with loads of dots. least you got, not all bad, at least you got them pots in a better place, didn't we? A couple of lobsters for tea. When you get all this slub in the water, you very rarely get trout with that. Trout hate that slub. They don't like it, do they? Trout hate it, mackerel hate it. You need to think it doesn't seem to mind it a bass. Bass doesn't seem to mind it, do they? Thought they would because they struggle to sight feed a lot of time. Come on, fishy, spin up. One shad ain't going to cut it, is it? Alright, jellyfish. Thought there might be some in this dirty old water. Seagull drifting behind us. There's a little old seagull drifting behind us. I'll give it a bit of bait, poor old thing. Go on. Hey! And he's got it. We couldn't feed him what we're catching, so we give him a salt of down. He's well chucked for that. Oh no, another one's going to come along and... Oh yeah, he's got it. Another one come along and try to steal it off him. I saw your pothole off your boat. I saw them for sale the other day. Second hand. You've got a pot on Find a Fishing Boat on Facebook. That's £750 second hand. A lot of money, isn't it? That's probably a lot of money new, isn't it? On that one I had to move that bottom roller. That roller was too high on that one, wasn't it? Do you remember? That roller was too high, so that didn't put enough pressure on the roof going around the sheaves. Just cut it off and move it down 3-4 inches. That sea winch stuff is pretty good, though, isn't it? Sea winch has been around for a long time. Because they're good, you can get all the parts easy. That's it. Yeah. Need something. That's all we had the other week, wasn't it? One of them shad. Big hole there. unbelievable, 300 yards in there, 22 foot deep, drifting for a mile or so, and you didn't see nothing. A little bass, not a very big one. Sure, there's a lot of spikes on their gills and fins, isn't there? There you go, one little bass. I'm sure it's undersized, so I'll get that back. Yeah, that's well undersized anyway. A lovely plump fish. I've been careful with it, so we get that back. No, it's all that distance and you get nothing. And you think you get the bass near the beach, but no. Well, ain't no lucky last net. I should have shot one of these nets anchored to the bottom before we went and played with the pots. Might have had a couple of bass in it if I shot it behind a wreck or something. But I didn't. The old Chatcombe Fields oven kicking. There it is. What's that? That one, look. Yeah. Spiked me. Well, that's a better one, isn't it? That must be getting close to the size limit. but we can't keep these in drift nets, so I'll chuck this back as well. That was only barely on the size limit, so it's no great loss. That's weird, both bass have been nowhere near the beach, been well off. Doesn't make sense, do it? I think them bass only come tight to the beach when that's rough, generally. It makes sense to it. All the bass are far off, aren't they? I don't know this one. Spite you little bugger. Look at that, another one. I'll just curiosity measure it. That's under the limit anyway, so we'll put that back as well. That net go through, doesn't it? So you just pull that through. I'll pull it all. You've got to pull the whole lot through the hole. That's the first time we pulled up through that hole. And that was that. Bit disappointing. One shad, a few undersized bass, a couple of lobsters and some hermits for bait. We won't be doing that for a living, will we? Oh, we'll just get everything tied up and done and dusted. We now decided to have one more little drift around Yarmouth Point, around Stickham's Corner. That's only be like a few hundred yards, but sometimes there's a trout or two on it, or traditionally there used to be. We just head another quarter mile back to the southern and we're going to shoot again. We're out here, it's a lovely day, might as well. There's going to be a thunderstorm coming in a couple of hours, but the tracking's only about a mile and a half to the north, so we've got to go far. Let's get these back over the side. We're now going to get ready to shoot again. I just to spin round, it's gone shallow to like 13 foot. Just spin round, we'll go out. I'll tell you when. Obviously got to shoot the wrong way round as well, allow for the tide on this corner. Yeah, do it. That's really steep here, right on the ledge. We just went from 19 to now 26 foot. That's really steep on this ledge here. This point is the deepest part inside here for miles each way. You get off 100 foot or 100 yards off this point, they get a 40 foot. Even this bit here, we're in 30 foot of water already. Shooting him out until he's 7 knots. All of that slub on that net shoot, tons of it. The old man's got his smock on, look like Pac-Man. He looked like Pac-Man when he was scoffing that Mars bar earlier. You tell the mother he don't like sweet stuff, but as soon as you get a bit of hard chocolate in his fingers, he hoof it down. How far away are we? 4 foot, 3 foot. Look at that. Off like a pro. He's done that before. We're drifting to the point like in the good old days after trout. We're so close to the beach you can count the stones. Obviously we check there's no anglers here first, but we're about 20 foot off the beach. This is the traditional way going after trout. Drifting along here like this. Oh, we are tight to the beach, I give you that. Used to do this years ago. And sometimes people used to stand on the beach with rope and walk the nets. We ain't done this in years, but desperate times and desperate measures and all that. Look, 8 foot of water, 7 foot of water. Well, I didn't plan to come in this tight because them nets are 22 foot deep. Let's hope there ain't no F's. There used to be a heft here somewhere, but hopefully that's buried up by now. You can see we just immediately just come off that point, and as soon as you come off the point, you set off. You look there, look. You can't quite see, I was a bit slow when we come from like 8 foot and went boom, straight down to 18 foot. As soon as you get round that corner, see the corner there, just come past it and you set immediately off. Luckily that heft is this side of that corner, or used to be, so we missed that, thankfully. Yeah, just lovely them nets. Fingers crossed for a nice big fat sea trout or 10. Well, I absolutely just peed it down. Hence me with my smock on. I never put smocks on, but I had two things that really did pee it down. The only problem is, I haven't put this smock on since before I had the old head bogies and piled on a stud and a half like a true fat bugger. And the old man, all up for support, he went, "We might have to cut that off, look at you." Cheeky sod. Well, we're now going to haul these. Can't get the staff, can you? That sounds lovely and sunny. Let's hope we get a nice trout round this corner. What's going on here? See what they're just going deep. Oh, shoot, not all of them. There you go. We get a nice big trout this time. I can feel it. Nice fat trout. I'll go down a bit further. Need some to pay the petrol bill. Last trip the petrol bill was 45 quid. I had a lobster and a couple of crabs for key. That's a cheap if I got and bought them myself, isn't it? sun's come out now, it's lovely again. Thought I'd get a trout on that corner. Love them old trout really.
What's the most in the top 5 feet of water?
4 foot. You told me that a million times. So if you get done that, round here with them seals, I think every single one with me. Come on fish, spin up. The reason that like I'm hauling a lot quicker than the old chap is because the lead line is twice the length of the top rope. I rigged the top rope by a half and the lead line by full length stretched. They do make the next bag lovely. And also give it enough weight so you can anchor them on the bottom as well if you want to. Stop hauling, we can go on top of these. There it is, look at that flag. Go on top of it. You can't feel the wind because they're wrapped up in this plastic stuff. Little smocks. That's it up now, isn't it? Lovely big hole. That ain't much good, is it? Yeah, all caught up, give a little dink and that just float instantly. First net. Come on, trout, spin up. That's the little thing, get all there, that's where trout's been on top, isn't it? Seals, is it? down to there, all that water in the boat was tipping the boat over a bit, isn't it? Oh. Bit more interestable than smooth hounds, but neither did worth nothing out of it. Last bit, yeah, then pressing now. Look, we get a big fish from on this corner, didn't you? Oh, smackle. Look at that. Little old smackle. Nice to eat they are. Tastes up the same as normal mackerel. Got the horn, roll his pug around. Enough? I'll go any further, I'm not. There's two nets and one little horse mackerel. Species. Yeah. I've never done them. Oh, I've got a seal in this now. Come on, surprise, surprise. Well, I'm surprised to see them prawns there now, ain't you? Don't normally hear this early, are they? Well, you normally get them in the winter. Well, actually, August you get one. I think in August is probably got the hottest point in it. So they come into the spawn in August and then go all winter, I don't know. tea? Hello, waiting for the old chap's tea. Whiting horse mackerel now. Another species. Not a lot of fish, but look the species down. Smooth hound. I thought we avoided these. Oops, you got to smash it to bits. Down there. Another smooth round. See another smooth round. And another smooth round.
Got a lazy board. Under the boat.
Yeah, there's two smooth rounds there, but we can't stop because they live under the boat. And another smooth round. And another smooth round. What's that? There he's out.
Nothing that we want to catch.
No. Smooth rounds are well off. I'm surprised you've got these smooth rounds, there's normally all or nothing in it. Okay. And that is about that. Few smooth rounds that time. Well, before we went home, I thought I'd just gut them smooth hounds. There's only half a dozen. Because obviously if you gut them, they keep good for eating rather than waste them. But look, gulls everywhere. They certainly loved them, didn't you? Loads of gulls. They had a good feed anyway. Not the old days, all the fishing boats that have gone past where the old gulls got a good feed. A few little bits of gut and they're everywhere, all over you. That's no time for us to head them. We didn't get a lot, but I hope. There's no taste of lifeboat. No sun's come out. That storm didn't come through, they said. But if it did, it ain't yet. Time to head them. Lovely. That's now the last part of the trip, and that's winching the old girl back on the trailer. Nearly there. That winch is that old capstan winch is a bit slow, but that doesn't let you down. That's a good old winch, really. I hate the idea of wire. That's the thing. Doesn't like wire. That's why I keep the old girl. That's the boat and tractor all wrapped up and put to bed. Home time. Cheers for watching, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed it. Show me a bit more fish, but that's life. Okay then, catch you later. Bye.